Alrighty guys, some brand new cards. We got new Crystrons cards, maybe Needle 5 or 2.0, I don't know. And we also got, I guess, a new archetype, the ARGs. You guys remember ARG Gaming? Whatever happened to that, like, Yu-Gi-Oh League? Anyways, let's go ahead and kick it off with the new Speedroid stuff to start right off. Probably new Crystal Wing Synchro Monster. So starting off, we got the Speedroid Clack Kernel. So it's going to be a pendulum scale of 8. Looks like it's a level 2 wind, and it's going to be a machine. So it's got 200 attack, 18 defense. Its pen effect is that you can only use the pen effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is you're going to banish a Speedroid card from your graveyard to place one Speedroid pendulum monster from your deck in your pendulum zone. Also, you can't special summon for the rest of the turn except for wind monsters. And then the monster effect is that you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So first part is, if this card is on the field, is destroyed by battle or by card effect, you just special summon one Speedroid Clack Kernel from your hand, deck, or graveyard. If you do, you're treated as a tuner. Second part is, if your Clearwing monster battles while this card is face up in your extra deck, during damage calculation, you can banish this card, and if you do, that monster gains 700 attack. Okay. So that's kind of cool. You can maybe kind of surprise your opponent because it is during damage calc. And then we got their other pen monster. Looks like it's got pen 4. Looks like it's a 5. Speedroid Wing Synchron. It's got 1500 attack, 1000 defense, and its pendulum effect is once per turn you can destroy both this card and one level 2 wind pendulum monster card in your pendulum zone. If you do, you get to special one Clear Wing Synchro Dragon from your extra deck. This is treated as synchro summon. Wow, okay. Also, for the rest of the turn, cards in your pendulum zone cannot be destroyed by card effects. Also, you can't special summon monsters except for wind monsters. Dang, I was gonna say you just like tech this into anything. The fact that you can just go for anything, just boom, clearing synchro. For, I mean, it still technically uses 2 cards, but that is like a very free effect. But it does have that downside to splash it and everything. But there's probably maybe some other wind decks that can maybe make use out of it. And then the other effect is, if this card is added to the extra deck, face up, and there are 2 or more different monster types among the wind synchro monsters you control, you can send one Speedroid Spell/Trap from your deck to your graveyard. So you're going to dump something potentially for a later play. But I mean, just being able to get Clearwing so you can start off your plays and then negate whatever your opponent may try to disrupt. I have to recheck out what Clearwing Synchro Dragon was. I haven't seen that card in a while, but as far as I was aware of it, like I think I have to negate something like face up, right? So let me like double check on Clearwing Synchro Dragon over here. Level 5 or higher monster activates this effect on the field. Okay, does it say any Clearwing? Is it okay? Clearwing Synchro Dragon. Okay, so oh, these are just alternate. It's just you can't get the crystal clear. Okay, unless this also counts. Does this also count? Technically, it has Clearwing Synchro Dragon in its name. It just has a crystal in front of it. I'm assuming you can't get that, but if you can, I mean, that'd be even better. But then Fire activates on the field, you can negate and then destroy it. Then once per 1 monster effect is activated, it targets a level 5 or higher monster on the field and no other cards. You can make the activation and destroy it. And if this card destroys a monster, this card gains attack equal to the destroyed monster's original attack until the end of the turn. Okay, so it does have to be face up on the field. So I guess maybe no, well, you're kind of limited. Some hand traps, maybe if they would activate their effect on the field, then yeah. But that's basically the effect over there. And then we have the new boss monster, the Crystal Clearwing Wing Over Synchro. Wait, hold on. Okay. Just had to make sure the name wasn't the same. So this one is an Over Synchro Dragon. Okay, so this is a new boss monster for them. It's gonna be level 12, 35, 3000. It requires 2 tuners and 1 tuner synchro monster. And then plus Clearwing Synchro Dragon. But Clearwing Synchro Dragon, I mean, you get that card for free. So you're gonna have to use, I guess, 2 cards, but then you gotta dump another card, which may give you some extra advantage here. And then once per when another card or effect is activated as a quick effect, you get to negate the activation. If you do, destroy that card. And if it was a monster, this card gains attack equal to that monster's original attack until the end of this turn. And then the second part is, if this face-up synchro summon card leaves the field by your opponent, you can special one Clearing monster from your extra deck. Okay, so then you would probably go for the other one, the crystal clear one, which basically has a similar effect. When your opponent activates a monster effect except during the damage step, then you can activate it, and then it gains this card's gains attack equal to the opponent's monster's original attack. Once the spell trap is activated, it's quick effect, you get to negate the activation. If you do, destroy that. Dang, this card's text is so long. And then if a single summon card you control is sent to the graveyard by an opponent's card, you get to add 1 wind monster from your deck to your hand. So that's another good effect. So basically, it almost reminds me of kind of like an assault mode. It's like, okay, this card goes away, you should bring out like a, you know, a lesser version of it. But nonetheless, I mean, it's definitely a better version because it's just a card or effect is activated. It does not have to be on the field. So it is technically an upgrade, but would you really use that many cards to make this? Because the problem is that if that other effect gets negated or, you know, it just has to leave the field. But whatever the case may be, is it worth it to go for, like, you know, what is that? I mean, it requires 2 turners or 1 tuner synchro. So it's like, you still have to use, like, what, 4 cards to go for it, I'm guessing? But maybe, again, there's, like, an easier way to bust it out because they do have free searching, right? And then we have Speedroids Glider 2, which is a wind machine synchro tuner effect. Level 5, 1600 attack, 22 defense points. Looks like it's going to be level 5 wind. And then it says you can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is if it's synchro summon, you can target a non-tuner level 7 or lower wind synchro monster in your graveyard and special summon it. Second part is if your opponent special summons a monsters and you control a clear wing monster, you can banish this card from your graveyard, increase the levels of all face-up monsters your opponent controls by 5. Huh. Okay, I mean, like, you can maybe surprise and then your opponent's kind of like locked out. And then we have SRCWW, which is going to be Speedroid Clear Wing Wander, which, remember, you do have the option to dump a card, so this is probably the card that you're going to go for. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is target cards your opponent controls up the number of different monster types among the wind synchro monsters you control and destroy them. Second part is if your opponent special summons a monster, you can monster, you can banish a card from your graveyard, target a wind synchro monster you control, banish it, then return it to the field. Okay, so you get to make it go away. Okay, well, I mean, it's only when they summon it. But you banish target 1 wind. It's only a wind synchro monster you control. I guess then you would then get the other monster kind of for free. But this says if it leaves the field by your opponent, this would be by your own effect. Did they mess that up, or am I just like, how is this supposed to be that great? I mean, I guess maybe if your opponent, when it's synchro summoned or whenever they go for something, right, and you kind of dodge something, but again, you wouldn't even be getting part of the effect, which is part of the archetype. I don't know, it just doesn't seem super OP. And again, trying to go for like a 4-card combo for this, again, let me know your thoughts on that boss monster. All right, next up we have the ARG. Oh, it's an alternate reality game stars, but it's meant to read as ARGS stars. Oh, okay. Okay, I don't know if this has any relevancy to ARG, but that was pretty cool that they had their own like ban list for a while. Anyways, let's check out this. I think this is a new archetype, right? ARGS, Adra the Laurels, so new waifu archetype maybe. Level 4 Earth Warrior effect, 1818. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is during your opponent's turn, you control a continuous trap. As a quick effect, you can banish the card from your hand, change the attack of 1 face-up monster in the field to 0 until the end of this turn. This card is normal summon. Your opponent can't activate cards or effects in response to the activation of your continuous trap cards and their effects for the rest of the turn. So maybe this is for continuous traps. Third effect is you can banish the card you control to place up to 2 ARGS continuous traps with different names from your hand and or deck face up in your spell and trap zone. I mean, that's a pretty good effect. I mean, it summons itself, protects your stuff, and if it's normal summon, they can't activate anything. And then once it goes away, when maybe you go for synchro or whatever, or link, bam, you can get an extra 2 cards. Next up, we have the Home Stadium for the ARGS. So it's a field spell. It says once per turn, you can pay 1,000 life points to add an ARGS card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Second part is each time a continuous trap is special summoned from the spell and trap zone to your field, you get to do some burn damages. It's actually, I mean, 500. I mean, if you run, what is it, the Apophis guy, the little like reptile guy, I think he like burns your opponent for 1800 too when he goes away, because it's like equal to this like monster's attack or something like that. And then once per chain, if your continuous trap card activates its effect in the monster zone while you have a banished ARG's monster, you can target 1 face-up card your opponent controls, negate its effects until the end of the turn. Okay, so it has some play. Remember, you're just going to keep on paying life points, and then every time you activate one, I mean, that's really not that bad. I mean, it's pretty much like a slower archetype. Ooh, embody. Oh, this is the card I was talking about, right? So it has, what is it? You special summon this card. Wait, there's another card that does the same thing. I think that there's one card that has like 1800 attack or something like that, and it's like your opponent takes like damage equal to this card's attack or the monster that destroyed its attack or something like that. But I'm pretty sure that unless this got like changed, Apophis. Oh, is it no? Is this one? I swear this card had a different effect before. Okay, someone let me know, what is the card that I'm thinking about where, like, your opponent takes, like, some burn damage when they get rid of it or something. So, at that point, like, you can deal maybe, I don't know, was that 23 every single time you go for it? You're paying 1,000, but you get 23 damage. There's a couple trap monsters that have kind of similar effects where, like, it burns. But, nonetheless, that's the effect of that one. And then, next up, we have a continuous trap card called Title the Purple Lightning. So it's a continuous trap where your monsters gain 500 attack and defense. Then once per turn, you just discard a card, special summon this as an effect monster with Warrior, Light, level 4, 2000, 2000. With the effect, it is also still a trap. So you can add an ARGS card from your deck to your hand except for itself. So, I mean, you do have to discard one card to special summon it though. So you would then go for the card, because remember, you can go one card into two cards and you go for this card. And then on top of that, you discard one card and then you get to add another card. So like this deck does definitely cycle quite a bit. And then once per turn as a quick effect, you can place this card in your spell and trap. So you put it back at the end, then you just keep on going for more cards. Okay, so I see where this archetype wants to go, but you just throw that World Decree and GG's, man. Next up, that we have Capane the Flying Swallow. So it's a continuous trap card that says your warrior monsters can't be destroyed by battle. Once per turn, if there's a continuous trap in that monster zone, you can special summon this card as an effect monster. Warrior Light, level 4, 1800, 1800. With the following effect, it is still a trap. Then, if you have any banished ARGS monsters, gain 500 life points. Once per turn, as a quick effect, you can place this card in your spawn trap zone. Okay, so they want you to consistently just do that. And then next up, we have ARGS Ito the Dragon Slayer, which is another continuous trap. Warrior monsters you control cannot be destroyed by card effects. Second part is, once per turn, when your opponent activates a card or effect, you just special summon this as an effect monster. Warrior Light, level 4, 800, 800. With the following effect, it is also still a trap. If you have any banished ARGs monsters, you can return one card on the field to the hand. Then once per turn, as a quick effect, you place it in your spell and trap zone. So I guess they're like monsters that kind of flip back, almost like another. I don't know why they keep on making some like bootleg looking Crystal Beast cards where like they try to be in like the back row too. But anyways, next up though, we do have the new Crystrons stuff, and are we getting a lot of cards? Oh, it's just a lot of comments. All right. So they got a new boss monster, looks like too. Alright, so the first card is called the Crystron Crystallos, which is a level 2 water machine tuner effect. So 800, 2000 defense. Says you can only use the first and second effects of this card's name each once per turn. So the first part is when your opponent activates a card or effect, quick effect, you special summon a Crystrons monster from your deck, except for Crystrons Crystallos. Then immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon one machine monster using that monster you control. I mean, that's a pretty insane effect. I mean, just normal summon this pass though, I don't know about that being that great, but again, your opponent usually, it's card or effect, so you just like, as soon as they go for something, boom, you're making something. I think I like this idea, but it could be very fragile. The next part is though, you banish this card from your graveyard to destroy a synchro monster you control, then special summon 2 Crystrons monsters from your deck. Also, you can't special summon from the extract for the rest of the turn except for machine monsters. Wow. I mean, these card effects are just getting so, like, stronger and stronger. So, like, not only do you have a one card immediately just go special summon one from the deck and then go for a synchro, then you banish from the graveyard, and then you also have to technically destroy synchro monster you control, but you would usually use it when your opponent is like, okay, I'm going to activate this effect to pop. You're like, oh, I'm going to pop my own card. Then I get to get 2 Crystrons monsters from the deck. Okay, as long as those other monsters, though, can then go, like, you know, as a quick effect, synchro summon during your opponent's turn, then we're looking at something pretty dang good. Next up, we have Crystron Soulfeud Hole. Where's the hole? I guess it's the chest. All right, level 5 water effect, 1900 attack, 2250 defense. Good luck with the math. You can only use the first and second effect of this card's name each once per turn. First part is if it's in your hand or graveyard, target a Crystron card you control, destroy it. Then special summon this card. Also, you cannot special summon from the extract for the rest of the turn except for machine monsters. Second part is if this card is normal or special summon, you get to send up to 2 Crystrons cards with different names from your deck to the graveyard except for itself. So then you can go ahead and send that other card, and then you can just banish that card, pop one of your synchros, maybe that already lost its effect or whatever, and then you can go for even more cards. All right, is this their new boss monster here? So level 7 called Crystrons Skeletas, which is a level 7 water machine synchro effect, 26 attack, 21 defense, 1 tuner, 1 non-tuner. You can only use the first and third effects of this card's name each once per turn. First part is, if this card is synchro summoned, you get to add a Crystrons card from your graveyard or banishment to your hand. Second part is, monsters your opponent controls lose 500 attack and defense. Third part is, if this card is synchro summoned, it's destroyed by battle by card effect, you can special summon 1 Crystrons monster from your graveyard or banishments. Then we have the Crystrons Inclusion, which is a continuous spell that says you can only activate one card with this card's card's name per turn. You can only use the third effect of this card's name once per turn. So the first part is, when the card resolves, add a Crystron card from your deck to your hand, except for itself. Second part is, the first time each of your Crystron monsters would be destroyed by battle, it is not destroyed. Is this a... Oh, it's a continuous. I mean, it already gives you +1, then it protects them. And then you can banish a card from your graveyard to target Crystron monster in your graveyard and special. Like, how many effects do Yu-Gi-Oh cards need? Seriously, it acts as like a rotor, right? And then each time it protects it. And then on top of that, it has a banish effect. Like, we're getting to the point where, like, this is like 3 cards in one. Like, this already could have been a card, but no one would want to run it because modern Yu-Gi-Oh, right? You need like 50 different effects. It's crazy. Anyways, Crystron Cluster's continuous trap card says you can only use a second effect of this card's name once per turn. First part is, Crystron cards you control cannot be destroyed by... cannot be banished by your opponent's card effects. Second part is, you can target 1 face-up card in the field, or 2 if you control a Crystron Synchro monster, shuffle 1 Crystron card from your graveyard or banishment to the deck, except for Crystron Cluster, and if you do, destroy the target cards. Okay, it's like a... kind of like a very mid, it's kind of like a mid Icarus attack at the end of the day, but like, dude, it's just this card that makes it like so much better. And any archetype in the special from the deck is pretty nice. Anyways, guys, let me know what you think of the newer cards down below, and if you guys think Crystrons are going to be any good. And let me know what you guys think of the ARGS. Like, I'm really like iffy on this one. It just seems like it's not essentially, like, it seems like it's a very fragile deck too. But anyways, that's my thoughts. You guys let me know yours down below. But if you guys enjoyed it, drop a like on it. If you're new, subscribe, turn the bell, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace out.